Hey everybody, Bungzy here with another ultralight review on ultralight backpacking. So if you're binging my videos in order, you recently watched my update on my two recommended UL pocket knives. The one weighs 1.58 ounces and incorporates a pair of pliers for those working in a little fishing while on the trail. And for those not stopping to play with the fish, I highlighted a little 0.77 ounce little gem that also incorporates tweezers and a pen. I have a link to that video up above, and I have product links to these two items down below should you want to pick one up. They're in the video description. Today, though, we're focusing on the neck knife I teased in that video. Today, we'll review its features as well as walk you through my recommended neck knife setup, which incorporates a mini flashlight into it. So let's jump in. I don't want to repeat the entire case for neck knives, but it's critical, so stick with me while I give the short version. We all pack our fears to some degree or another, and I'll admit it, having a legit knife gives me a little peace of mind, certainly worth a 2-ounce penalty. It's actually less than 2 ounces. The critical point when it comes to knives, though, is that they're only of value if you can get to them and deploy them in a split second with no warning. If your knife requires any kind of fiddling to locate, to find, or reach, to deploy, to unfold, whether you're pack on or pack off, half asleep in your dark tent, then the peace of mind you think you're gaining by carrying that knife is fool's gold. That's the beauty of the neck knife. It's always there, always reachable, and instantaneously deployed. The particular neck knife I recommend is handmade by a little cottage company by the name of Rainier Knives. This model is called their Fast Pack knife. I have a link to this knife as well in my video description below. By the way, they do now sell a handle kit. The handle is light as far as handles go, but you really don't need it. Just go bareback like this one, in my opinion. It comes with a sheath, and you can pick your sheath color. Don't worry, it looks better than mine, which has a bunch of marks on it from layers of DEET. DEET and plastic don't go well together, as you probably already know. The plastic Kydex sheath secures the knife perfectly. Mine has never accidentally slipped out or accidentally caught on something and tugged itself out. And yet, with one firm tug, the knife is instantaneously deployed. There are no safety locks, nor are they necessary. Instant deployment. As for the knife, it's 6.5 inches long, with the blade making up 2.75 inches of that. The metal is light, stainless, and very sharp, and because there's no serration in the blade, it's very easy to sharpen when it dulls. The handle has a nice contour to it and a finger hold to keep it from slipping. Now let's talk about the neck lanyard setup. You do need to get your hands on some paracord, or in this case guy line, to make your necklace. Oddly enough, the knife doesn't ship with any. Now, I'm no Boy Scout, so one of you likely has some better knot suggestions for us, but I'll go over my recommended setup for the necklace in just a moment. I say in just a moment because to my knife setup, I've also added a tiny LED light. I have a link to the LED light as well in my video description down below. Important note on the light. These little lights come in various button configurations. I don't know why, but they do, and countless bulb colors. So don't wander too far off of the link that I'm sharing with you, because you're going to end up with a light with different configurations. So why this particular light? First off, the buttons. It has basically two buttons. Squeeze the light to get immediate illumination that will turn off automatically when you release it. This gives you instant light with no fidgeting. It's also super battery efficient as it turns off immediately. You don't have to worry about the battery being wasted. If, however, you want constant light, there is a tiny on and off switch on the button that will keep the bulb on until you turn it off. It's super simple, no sequences of double clicks or long holds to toggle between features and the on and off. And just like the knife itself, you now also have a flashlight that can be instantly deployed at any time. No finding it or fidgeting with your flashlight or your headlamp. The other reason I recommend this particular model is that it has a green bulb. They call this green, which is supposedly the most night vision friendly color, more so even than red. Personally, I think the topic of night vision friendly light colors is overstated. when it comes to tiny low lumen lights, but hey, no harm in going with the green. So by incorporating a tiny light into your neck knife setup, you not only always have a light ready, and it frees up your hands, whether it's reading something, looking for something in your pack or tent, or if nature calls in the middle of the night. The light is easily and quickly found and your hands remain free. Let's now talk about the setup. First things first, remove the little carabiner keychain that comes with the light. It's junk that may break and it only adds weight and gets in the way. So regardless, you don't need it. Now cut a length of paracord or line of your choice. Again, I'm using a tent guy line here. Everyone's length is going to be a little different depending on how big your melon is and whether you want to wear the knife up high or down lower on your chest. As a reference point, my strip of cordage is about 3 feet long. First things first, loop the knife to the middle of the cord and then secure it there with a simple overhand knot using both ends of the paracord. You don't need a double knot. Now on the open end, thread your light on and then tie the same knot, but with the light in the middle of the knot. Again, you don't need a double knot. Then melt the ends of the cordage so that it doesn't fray. The beauty of the setup is that it keeps the two items in their perfect spot. They're not sliding around or bumping into each other due to the weight. The knife will always be front and center because it's much heavier than the flashlight. And if you need the light, there's no fumbling for it. Just flip this necklace around and it too will stay front and center because the knife's weight will keep it there again. So what does this all weigh? A legit knife with a good size blade and proper handle, a sheath, the necklace, and the flashlight all come in at 1.86 ounces. And you UL dorks can even call this worn weight if you want. I won't tell. Again, do I need this piece of kit? Nope. It's completely redundant. I carry another blade as well as a headlamp, but this gives me such peace of mind at under 2 ounces. Again, I have a link to all of these products in the video description down below should you want to pick any of it up. Well, that's all the time I need, and I hope I gave you something to think about. As always, please help me grow the show by hitting the like button and clicking on the Bungzy logo floating on your screen there to subscribe if you haven't already. Helps me a ton. Thanks, and I'll catch you on my next ultralight review on ultralight backpacking.